All right, good morning. Here we are. What is it? Thursday, December 15th, 8:25 a.m., depending on where you're at. That's weird. We got new beans yesterday and I messed up. Totally different grind. Andrew Huberman says that if you wait at least an hour after you wake up to consume caffeine, you'll be happier and it will be more effective. So, he's my favorite neurobiologist. So we are waiting on, well, we're waiting on a number of things here, but specifically on London to close in 3.5 minutes. Waiting on maybe a ranged break. I'm not loving the action on US30. The DXY has just been punishing people. There it is there. So where we were coming all right back up. I wonder if we're gonna take back the rest of this. Good heavens if we do. That'll be nasty for GU, EU, gold, just big one-sided moves. Where's GU? That's just crazy. Right through there. Came straight through these levels, down to these levels. Next stop. These levels. Ugh, that was terrible. So, sorry, back to the DXY. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So here we are, 1.5 minutes. US30 appears to be making a move. No way I'm trading that much. And on I'm going to call that my range on EU. And on US30 we are going to be patient. Let's see if we can get anything good today. Still, it's December and preserving capital is definitely the main goal. I know you can't see it because I got the bottom of my screen cut off there, but I've got any EAs that I'm in charge of are completely shut down. Maybe tomorrow, but even then, I don't know why. Just why turn it on for one day and then have to deal with the weekend. So all of our news. Let's look at news. What happened this morning? So the Swiss they're up to one. They did half a basis point. I mean, sorry, 50 basis points. The pound raised 50 basis points. Euro did the same. Our retail is slightly down. Actually, that's quite a bit down. Yeah, everything's down. Unemployment has a good number lower claims, but retail sales down. And then tomorrow, more news. I don't know. What's next week look like? I'm just looking at this off the screen. Fantastic on Monday. No big news anywhere. Well, Japan is going to issue their rates, but that's like, should be middle of the night. Tuesday, bunch of nothing. Wednesday, some CAD news, a little bit of dollar news, but not much. Thursday, final GDP. And Friday, a little bit of news. So next week's tradable. I know this is going out. I mean, we'll take it because it fits, but let's go ahead and get this up here and get ready to close out half of it. So we're in a short on US30. I don't know. US30 broke the bottom of the range. It has broken the bottom of the range that it created just before London closed. If we look left, I mean, we've got no data. Got to go out of the daily to see anything interesting. I mean, this is just what stupid typical US30's been doing. Has been peeking out of the range and then popping right back in. It's just no conviction on US30 following through. Not that it doesn't at some point, but let's see if we can break back below. If we break back below, maybe we'll go a few more points down. If we break back above that candle, oh gosh. Honestly, I should have been paying better attention to it and closed out when it broke back above. I think I was looking at something. I was looking left. All right, we're going to call that our stops area right up here. If we go back up there, we are completely out of the trade. Let's see what it wants to do. See, EU isn't really moving right now. I'm going to close that, and man, that's tough. Should have went in with a smaller lot, so I was a little bit more patient on this. On the 5, we're still looking okay. One leg down, 2 leg down, 3rd leg down. We'll see where we get. So funny how these dollar pairs move differently. Euro's just walking straight down, and US30 can't decide what it's doing. DXY appears to be making its way up. So the question here is have we put in the low of the day, low of the week on a Thursday before noon in the New York session, or do we have further to go? And honestly, this is low of the month as well. "30 seconds for this thing to not close as a doji with a big wick. Don't do it." Alright, so we've on the 5 minute we've closed with a we got 3 wicks in a row down. Let's just go ahead and commit to this as our stop. Oh, that's painful. Not painful because I can't lose it, but I just hate that I risk that much. in December at the end, you know, basically the end of the trading month. Even though it's only the 15th, you ain't got much more time. You don't have many more useful days of trading. One thing that always gets me about when trades go into drawdown like this is, one, I should have done a much better job managing my risk. And two, you know, willing to let the trade go to 1100 in drawdown, but I won't wait for that much profits. And it's just interesting how that mindset works of what's acceptable for drawdown isn't acceptable to let it run that far into profits for me. And I guess that's something in my mind that just needs to, I need to wrap my head around that. I guess when a trade goes into this much drawdown and this much uncertainty, I'm like, man, if it comes into just a little bit of profits, we should secure that. Euro was about to break down there too. All right, we're just going to cut out of that. All right, so there's a small win on US30, $200 or something. That was just so much indecision. It may continue on down, but there is almost no data. There's no recent data to the left. At least here on Euro, we have a pretty good amount of data to the left. That wick is going to present a nice target. It's down here above this consolidation. So we closed out a one trade on US30. A little bit of profits. It went into decent drawdown. And now I am just looking on a short on EU. Looking to take it down to 10624, which is right at the bottom of that wick. Which in the current volume of these candles should be another 5 minutes. Should get us down there. The DXY is just taking off. Let's see where we end up. All right, we're about to begin our next 5-minute candle. Similar volume to the last few candles should see us through to our take profit. Make a little wick up. Hopefully not too big of a wick up. We've got magic keys on this one so we can manage risk a little bit better. Looking at the euro dollar, the US30, and the DXY. I wonder which one takes its cues from which one. People don't sit there and trade the DXY. They're trading the euro, they're trading gold, they're trading all these dollar correlated pairs, or dollar pairs. All right, so that's going to be some reading for me later today, is learning how the dollar currency index is priced. Maybe Capital Hungry talks about that. See if I can't find something interesting. All right, so this wick went up about halfway up that last 5-minute candle in the first 2 minutes. Let's see if it wants to make its way down now. That's a nice wick on that. A nice beginning for the 5-minute candle. Where's it going to go? One of my accounts is in some fairly significant drawdown on GU, so I'm keeping my eye on this dollar index for that as well. And I was hoping this 5-minute would take us down to where we wanted to go. We got 12 minutes left in the hour. Let's have a look. Yeah, that hourly could fill that. Those 1-minute candles have just lost all volume. Well, it'll kick in at some point. It always does around this time. Hopefully it just kicks in the direction we want to go. What's US30 doing? So made a nice leg down. Just got no data to the left. I guess that was a pretty nice trade right there though. Just interesting watching these pairs based on the dollar. Never would have guessed, I was saying this to my wife last night, never would have guessed working construction in high school that financial markets would be so interesting to me at 40. But they are. All right, we We don't want to see this break back above its own high. All right, let's see some candles with some volume. Should have been specific. Selling volume, bearish volume is what we want. We entered this because Euro broke the low of this, well, sorry, it broke the low of the range that I picked out. And I was thinking it would go down to fill this wick. And it may, but just not in one of the 5-minute candles that I was hoping for. US30 coming back up. I'm going to add in another position here. One of my favorite things about magic keys, a little break-even line. I'm going to be willing to go out to 1% on this trade. Doing decent across my portfolio today. Other than being in fairly decent drawdown. On GU. Where is this going to end up? Put one more sell in. Do it with a stop in case we come back down. All right, we're in that. It's going to bring our break even higher. I don't think that line is right. I don't know why Magic Keys does that sometimes. Basically, I gotta drag it back over here and it's gonna recalculate. There we go. I don't know why. It doesn't calculate better sometimes. But it doesn't. You know, I think we're going to stay range bound for a while. Where will we end up? Get Magic Keys back up. Ready to start managing profits. Just trying to figure out what I could have done differently here. The most recent support was right there, and maybe that should have been my first entry. Maybe I should have just kept it down here below this wick and above these wicks. I'm trying to just see how I could have made this into a better trade. This was a fantastic move up here. We came up here, wicked there, and then just moved straight down. And that was right at the close. Yep. This was like 5 minutes after the close. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. We're in a trade now. We're in a short on EU. What's US30 doing? Same thing basically. Looks like it wants to make another leg down. But just can't get out of this little range right here. Well, the hours just ended, so let's see what noon hour is going to bring us. So we closed solidly below. A little bit indecisive here on this candle though. It's definitely a bearish hourly candle. We got a wick on the bottom that's about like the wick on the top. Still solid bearish candle. So a little bit of a wick up wouldn't be a surprise. Wouldn't be unexpected. Just for reference, I'm going to call that about halfway up that candle. So halfway up the last hourly candle is right above the current highs, or the most recent highs. If we get down close to this price right here, I'll probably close out. These are long trades. Been in this one here for 20 minutes. Which is definitely long for me. I'm usually used to closing out within the 5-minute candle that I enter. Call that. That's a day. So we had a short on US30 that played out after some drawdown, and we had a short on EU that played out after some drawdown. I would have liked them to have been a little bit cleaner, but grateful for 2 wins in the month of December on a day when not much seems to be working right. At least not based on how I usually trade. So, thanks for joining. Hopefully, if you did join, you might have made a little bit of money. And I will be back tomorrow.